Okay, so I hope you all got the link in the chat. So we can get started with the initial page. So we actually created a online open course. So this means you don't log into this platform. You just visit the URL, and from here you'll be able to find all the guides on how to get started with the new upgraded MyModules. So in the chat, I will quickly paste the link as well for the open course, and then I'll show you as well how the page actually looks like. So if you're on a desktop PC, please open the course as well. I'll post it twice. And there you will be able to access all the resources. So you can use the URL that's in the chat, or if you want to type it out, you can visit https://tinyurl.com/mymodulesguide. So the page that you should be, when you open this, should be looking at the page over here. And on this page, you will notice there's quite a few information on here. All the guides for getting started. Sorry about that. Seems the gremlins are here again today, kicking us off the platform. So if you open the link, you can come and visit this page, the guides. First start with the orientation. It just shows you how to get started, what you will learn during the session, and a brief introductory videos on what the platform is and how to browse through the platform, especially MyModules. So on here as well, if you are more interested in one of the webinars that we had on, for instance, last week, Tuesday, and this Wednesday, we're also going to have another live session on next week, Tuesday. You can come here to the webinar recordings and also view those recordings again. So remember, this is the blast sessions, where this is the more formal webinar where we go through all the content. Well, this one is where we're just going to focus more on getting feedback from you. So let's get started. So I hope you all got the page open already. So what we can do for our first one is what we want to know from you is, were you able to access the MyModules open course? Can you let us know in the chat if you can even put a thumbs up as well if you were able to access the MyModules open course. I see a few hands raised and a few yeses. How do we activate notifications? Okay, so that's very good. Is there anybody having trouble accessing the open course? I can open one module, yes. So remember, on this page, if you open the page, it is a direct link. You'll notice this is not MyModules in the URL. This is actually outside of MyModules. This is a demo application. So on this platform, you do not sign in as well. You won't be able to sign in on this one. We will cover how to access the official MyModules and MyUNISA in the next few steps that we're going to be going through. So then the next one is, now I want to know from you, is there any of you that has not claimed your MyUNISA yet? or had any problems in getting your MyUnisa password? Adriana Ferreira says no. Okay, others say no problems. Okay, so for those of you that have not claimed your MyUnisa password yet, this is for a new student. This is the most important aspect that you need to do, because this is actually how you start your academic year or the first time when you enroll. This will allow you to receive communications from your lecturers. It will activate your MyLife email address. So this is really the first very important step, because this will allow everybody to communicate with you and you will receive the necessary information. So for you that have not accessed your MyUnisa password yet, on the open course, you can go to this first one. How do I log into MyUnisa? You can click on log into MyUnisa. So in the top, it will first give you introduction. What is MyUnisa? What is MyLife? Because these terms might be very unfamiliar to you. Just a quick way is to think of it is MyUnisa is where you do all your assignments, you get your study material. MyLife is your official email address. And remember, when you communicate with the college or with your college or lecturer or the university, always use your MyLife email address. We provide all the steps how to access MyUnisa, how to claim your initial password. Just a few hints here is when you put in your student number, make sure it's your correct student number. When you put in your surname and full names, make sure that the names is as you typed it in on your application, because it does go word by word exactly, it must match up. And then just remember, if you're a South African citizen, you put it your South African ID. If you're international student, you must put in your passport or foreign ID at the bottom. And then you simply tick acknowledgements and then you get your password. Now, for those that might struggle to log in, remember the password usually has, for instance, 3 lowercase characters, 2 numbers, and 3 uppercase characters. So this can also be mixed. So where the problem comes in, for instance, a 0, you might interpret it as an uppercase O. Just remember to make sure that you get those numbers correct. And for instance, another one is also an uppercase I versus a lowercase L. So if you're struggling, the password doesn't work, you can always just make sure that you type in the correct capitals. And then another thing also here is a lot of students, when they first come in, they perhaps want to go save, change the password. If you change your password, just make sure when you click the button, you only click it once and then wait for it to load. The page doesn't change. It just gives you a little green identification that you have successfully changed your password. Once you've got your password, you log into MyUnisa. MyUnisa is only with your student number. That's your username. So you don't type in your name or your full MyLife email. It's just the student number and the password provided. And keep that password safe for future. But if you have forgotten your password, you can follow the steps forgotten password and it will give you a new password. Just a hint here as well, if your MyUnisa password is also your MyLife password, so you never change your password on your email. You always come back to MyUnisa to change your official password. So even if you try and log into your MyLife and it says incorrect password, don't click on there, forgotten password, come back to MyUnisa and click on forgotten password. And then from there, you'll be able to log in and then access the MyUnisa portal. So for those of you that indicated no, please come and have a look at the webinar recording here as well, or join us on Tuesday when we're going to have another session and walk you through step by step how to guide it. But else you can already come and have a look at the guides and get this done as quickly as possible as the academic year is starting. Then the next thing that we just want to know from you is anybody have password problems, unable to log in? So there's a few other questions that we will get to still. Invalid credentials on this. Okay, Marlene, I see you've got that incorrect credentials. So what you need to do is, say you go to MyUnisa and you log in, you type in your correct username and password, and it tells you invalid credentials. What you then need to do is, let me just show you on MyUnisa. If you type in your student number and your password, gives you invalid credentials. The first thing you can try and do is go open a new in private window. In Chrome, it's called incognito window. Click on MyUnisa, and then you type in your student number and password again. So say, yeah, it didn't want to let you log in, but then you created now a private window. Remember, a private window doesn't capture cookies and all that type of thing. So you're able to log in here. That means you've got a browser cache issue. So what you need to do then is you click on Sorry about that. The thing kicked me out again. Okay, so I hope you got that, Arlene. So if you have a problem logging in, first try incognito mode. If that doesn't work, just go clear your browsing data. On the course, we will also add a section on how to clear your browsing data under frequently asked questions. So if you have that problem where you can't log in. Okay, so let's have a look at our next question. So I see there was quite a few of this already. So who has problems accessing their MyModules? Give me a thumbs up or a raise your hands. I see there's a couple of you having your MyModules. Okay, so if you log into MyUnisa, so let's do a quick demonstration. If you go to log into MyUnisa, remember there will be three subportals. It's MyModules 22, MyModules 2021, MyAdmin. So what you need to do is then click on MyModules 22. This will be the new upgraded version. Once you load this page, it should look like this. And to access your modules, you need to click on a drop down. So just indicate for me, so if you access these pages, are your modules not showing? Yes, you asked the question. Let's see, we've got 300. I can access my module site. When I try to log in, it shows me that my details are invalid. Okay, Mpo. So when you click on here, basically it tells you your credentials are invalid. So what you need to do is do the same as we did previously. First, try log in with a private window. See if you can log in with an incognito or private window. If that still gives you problems, then you need to contact MyModule 22 at unisa.ac.za. So this will be the second one over here. So if you're having problems after you cleared your cache, you've tried a private window and you're still getting that invalid username or your modules aren't showing, then the email address for the specific problem will be mymodule22@unisa.ac.za. So remember this password, just get email address. Now, just when you type in this one, it's not my modules as it says on UNISA, it's mymodule22@unisa.ac.za. So don't add the S between that one. So if your modules, if you get an error when you click on my modules, invalid user, or your modules aren't showing up and it's been more than 48 hours since you paid, then you contact mymodule22@unisa.ac.za. But what you first need to test before you send the email to them is just click on, as I mentioned earlier, open a new private window and try and log in and see if that resolves the problem. If that resolves the problem, that means you need to clear your cache on your device just to delete all cookies. Let me see there. There's some people saying they can't hear. Is there anybody that... Denzel, can you come? Oh, let me see who's here. Ingrid, can you hear me?
Sorry, can hear you, Richard, I missed what you said.
Oh, sorry. No, I just wanted to find out if you can hear me. I see there's a few students.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry. So one thing I want you to, I hope you heard me, that we're going to open the mics a little bit later and then we can ask your questions directly. I see there is a couple of hands and we don't have that many students online today. So if you're having, if you're past students and you're coming now to the new MyModules, you will notice there's no more assignments section. The assignments section that used to be on MyModules is also going to be taken away. So you're not going to be using that area as well to submit. Remember the activities and the assignments that's on the course page. And I can show you an example of that is, so if you open your course page, you will notice there will be different sections and there might be, like, for instance, a forum, and then there's a quiz activity. This is where you actually do your assignments. If you want to have a more or less view of how it will look like, almost the same view as what you had last year of all the grades possible, you can go to your module and then you can click on grades, and then here it will list all the grades options over here for you. And you can even click on it to take you directly to go and do that specific assignment. So remember, grades, you must always now associate with the all the assignments view. So it gives you a quick overview of everything that's needed to be done to complete this specific module. So just that association you need to keep in mind. Let's quickly. Okay, so remember Moodle. I see there's a what website address do I use when I create a profile on Moodle? I don't know why you want to create a Moodle account profile. It is, we're using MyModules. Moodle is just the underlying technology, but we're not using Moodle. You're using MyModules. So if you need to add an address, that means probably you downloaded the app or something that you need to now add it. Remember, if you're going to download the app, you use the MyUnisa app and not the Moodle app. So if we go, for instance, Play Store, and we go MyUnisa. I think I typed it there wrong incorrectly. So remember, you're not going to download the Moodle app. you download the MyUnisa app, and you won't need to insert any address for that. So there is no Moodle that you have to download, or you're going to access the Moodle's platform. It is MyModules, and it's the MyUnisa app. The Moodle is just the underlying technology that's being used. So you don't need to worry about any addresses like that. Okay, so I see there is a couple of hands up. So I'm going to allow the participants quickly to raise some questions. So I'm going to allow the mics. Please don't keep your mics switched off when it's not your turn to ask a question, and then we'll try and get to everybody during the session. So we'll start with Tamlin. You can go ahead. Tamlin? Okay. The fellow, I see you're already unmuted, so you can go ahead.
So I wanted to know what's the difference between the My Life account and Claim UNISA login, because I don't get it.
Okay, so remember, if we go back to, let me just share my screen with you quickly. I'll show you in this one. So your MyUnisa is your main account. That's where you get your password for UNISA, basically. That's your UNISA password. So MyUnisa is where you access MyAdmin and MyModules. So MyModules is the learning management system where you get your assignments, you interact with other students, and you do your assignments or interact on forums. And then MyLife is purely your email address. So that is where you then go to access your emails. So MyLife, you must always think of just email, and MyUnisa contains MyAdmin and MyModules, and that's the learning management system. And MyAdmin is where you can go and update your biographical information.
So, sir, how do you, with the, sorry to disturb, with the My Life account, can you create it with your own personal email, or you have to do it under, you have to have maybe an email written, Refilwe My Life account?
No. So I really advise you go through, if you can, on this site, the open course. Go through the section where you claim your MyUnisa password. And that will actually then show you that after 24 hours, you will automatically get your MyLife email address. So let me see if I can quickly show you here at the bottom. So what you will get is automatically your MyLife email address will be your student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za. And you access it by clicking on the MyUnisa page. You click on MyLife email, and this will open this page where you log in, and it will be your student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za. And then from there, you will access all your email. So that will be your official email.
So then, sir, the password will be the very same password you used on the claiming UNISA login.
Then you use your UNISA login. Okay, Refilwe, I hope that helps you.
7 iya ngokwehla 4.
Gosh, somebody's disturbing. Yeah, I wanted to know what the password is. It the very same password for the claim UNISA login for My Life?
Yes.
Okay.
So remember, if you also want to change your password, if you forgot your password, you always go to MyUnisa and not the MyLife email address. You always go through MyUnisa. Yeah, Refilwe. Let me just see. Abram Lefortu, you've got a question? I think a lot of these hands might be old hands that's still up. Let me just see how many are there. I'm just going to load the hands quickly. Alesa, do you have a question? Phil is done. Tinka, Jewel, you've got a question? So just remember, if you don't have a question, just to lower your hand. Sabrina? I think these are all mostly old hands. Daniel van Wyk?
Hello.
Good morning,
Hi,
sir.
yes. Yes, Daniel.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. So you did touch on it very quickly. You showed how we must do our assignments and submit it. Can you just quickly run through that again? Because that's quite a...
Oh, okay.
area.
I'm actually going to ask quickly for Jessica. If you can perhaps show from your side, on your module site, how do you go about submitting assignments, submitting quizzes, and just the general navigation of the module site?
I can do that.
Thank you, Jessica.
Just have to excuse me because this is a third year module site, so just be aware of that. So there's quite a bit more interaction. There's things like group work and similar. So let me just share my screen for you. And if I may ask, while I'm sharing, if you could just mute your mics and then we can continue to take questions. Okay, so in this site, you'll be able to scroll down. This is the welcome page that you will receive. And one of the things I would really like to highlight for you, sorry, there's a helicopter going over, is that there is a drop down arrow here where you see activities. And you should be able to see all your assessments within that drop down area. So if you are looking for your assignments, they should be listed in this area. Some lecturers will not release assignments until perhaps you've completed a number of activities beforehand, or maybe they will only release it based on a strict schedule. So just be aware of that. So this very first assessment, and please be aware they are called assessments in this MyModules platform, and that covers a range of different assignments. This first one is a multiple choice quiz. So when you click on it, it will tell you how many attempts are allowed, when the quiz will open and when it will close. It also says the choice of grading method. It'll take, say, the highest grade between 2 attempts in this case. So what I'm going to do is just show you, I'm using a student view. So these are not going to go through, my grades are not going to pull through as I'm a lecturer. But when you click on the bottom, when you attempt the quiz, you will be able to then complete all the options available. You will also be able to see which ones you've answered, how many are left. And if you want to, you can, let's just say I've selected this option and I say finish attempt. I can immediately see a summary of all my attempts and I can return back to my attempts. So you will then complete your multiple choice quiz and submit for grading. So what I'll do, I'll just show you how that looks. So I'm just going to say finish attempt. I will say submit all and finish. You might receive a confirmation message. You'll say submit all, and then you will receive your feedback. Please excuse me, I'm going to scroll through this quickly so you don't see the answers for this one as it is an active site. So that's basically how a quiz can work. The other options we have here is, and this is the icon for a quiz. It looks like a little clipboard. This one is an assignment upload assessment. So clicking on that will take you through, you might receive a description of what's in the assignment. You might receive maybe a template or a PDF of the instructions as well. That is very module specific. This assignment specifically requires you to be part of a group. So if you receive this message, it means you've not yet been allocated into a group. You get the number of attempts that you're allowed to submit. In this case, I provide a marking rubric for my students to see, and the students are also able to see how the points are allocated. So I'm unable to submit on this because I'm not in a group. But assignment 3, that is an individual assignment. And when you scroll down to the bottom, you will see the option to add submission, in which case you will then be able to upload your document. And it's a simple drag and drop. So if you had a file, you could very simply drag and drop it there. If you get this message, like a Word document cannot be accepted, it is very likely that your lecturer has set it to only PDF documents being allowed. So you can drag and drop, or you can actually upload your own files from your system. I'll stop for a moment and take some questions if anyone has their hands up.
Does anyone have a question for Jessica on the quizzes? I'll allow them mic quickly.
Hi, can I ask?
Yes.
I had a few questions based on assignments. So the actual written assignments, do we have to use a plagiarism checker before we submit the assignments?
Jessica, did you get the question? So generally from my side, I think Ingrid might also be able to assist. It's good to do a plagiarism checker, especially if you got one assigned to you through the university, such as Turnitin. There is also some applications that you can use for free online. But generally, just when you do your assignments, do your own work, type it in your own, how can I say, words, always, reference, and then you won't have necessarily anything to worry about. It's only when it comes to third or fourth year where they might actually give you also access to Turnitin beforehand, where you can check your assignment for plagiarism. Ingrid, you can go ahead.
Hi, Richard. No, just you actually covered my point. If it's not built into your submission, you don't have to worry about it. So students don't have to go and find a plagiarism submission tool somewhere else. If your lecturer wants you to use the plagiarism, it is built into when you submit your assessment. So if it's not there, don't stress about it. But don't plagiarize. Be original in your work. Remember, plagiarism is bad.
Remember, plagiarism is very bad in an academic institution, and it's taken very, very seriously. So always write it in your own words and reference where necessary. And just a note on referencing style. Remember, different colleges do use different referencing styles. So always refer to your tutorial letter 101 on the correct referencing style that you need to use. Any other questions related to quizzes or assignments? Oh, Sabrina, did we answer all your questions?
Sorry, Sabrina.
No, I had a few more questions about the quizzes and assignments.
Please go ahead, Sabrina.
So I wanted to know, for one of my modules, I do basic biology, and for one of the modules, it's got 9 assessment 1s and 9 assessment 2s posted on the module site.
Okay. Is there any group work happening in that module?
No, it seems like it's quizzes. It seems like it is the same one because 8 of them are due on the same days. So like 8 of assessment 1 is due on the same day, and 8 of assessment 9 is due on the same day. So is it just something that has been uploaded too many times, or do we actually have to submit 9 of each assignment?
Okay, in that case, I would ask you to actually speak to your lecturer directly.
Okay.
You can either email them because they will have a very specific assessment plan. Sometimes what you might experience is they've got different times for each of those assessments.
Okay.
Or it might be what you are suspecting and that there was a glitch and then the assessment was uploaded a number of times.
Okay, thank you. And then I just have one last question about the assessments and quizzes. On the site, I'm struggling to see where we actually find like the criteria for each assessment. So is this something I should talk to my lecturer about?
Yes,
Sorry about
so-
that, Sabrina. It did drop me out again. I don't know why it did that. So
No problem.
please just contact your lecturer directly, and they should be able to answer specific questions about your assessment plan.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and remember always to refer to tutorial letter 101. Jessica, can you perhaps just show again where you find the official study material for tutorial
can
letter
do that.
101?
I'll share my screen. I'm able to get back in quite quickly when it kicks me out. So if it does happen, then
I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
in seconds. Okay. So when you're on, let's say we go to the actual course page itself, you will be able to find your official study material along the left-hand side. Prescribed material will be things like your textbook or possibly any journal articles that might have been prescribed. And then you have official study material. So if we click here, you'll see we have both the study guide and the tutorial letter available, and you'll be able to click on either one and be able to open it and download it.
And that's a very important tutorial letter is when you get your module site, go and view tutorial letter 101 and read it, because it gives you an
Yes.
overview of the course, your prescribed books, everything you need to know to get started. So that is the vital thing that you have to go read when you start.
Correct. And also, if I may, Richard, when these tutorial letters were sent out, it may have been that they don't contain every single detail about your assessments, which is why it's very important to come to the module site. Another important thing I'd like to highlight for you is you might see an activities block along your right-hand side. Your assignments, you can see all your assignments by clicking on that. And when I refer to assignments, I refer specifically to those that will be uploaded. You'll upload a PDF. If you want to see your quizzes, you will click on those quizzes and it will give those two assessments. So you can see here, we had the first two assessments are quizzes and those other 4 assessments were upload assignments. So that's just a quick way to see a summary of what actual assessments you might have in one space.
Thank you, Jessica. Jody, I saw you were unmuted earlier. Do you have a question related to assignments?
Hello. Okay,
Hi.
so I just wanted to know, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. You can go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to know, I haven't entered a course yet, like to actually see what it entails. So is it basically just multiple choice with regards to the themes in the module? Because when I saw you guys were saying like to upload something in a course, I was confused. Is it like I don't understand.
Okay, so remember that you generally get 2 types. So you get a quiz and then you get the assignment. Assignment is generally a file that you have to upload. So it's something that you wrote in Word and then you saved it as PDF and you're going to upload it. Quizzes, as you said, is like you do it online. It's multiple choice. There might be a few different types of questions like compare and true or false. So there's a few options. It might even contain a few areas where you have to type in text as well. But generally, you can think of quizzes. You're going to do it online. It's multiple choice. Assignments generally will be something that you're going to upload a Word document to, essay that you wrote, or or document that you have to fill in.
Okay, thank you. And then just another thing that I want to ask, it's not really regarding the assignments, but I was obviously looking through the textbooks that you guys sent us, and there's a lot of parts under different at the end of a unit within the theme of the textbook. It says you can refer to discussion forum, maybe 8.1 and so forth, but I'm not seeing the specification of forum 8.1, 8.2 and so forth, if that makes sense, on the website.
Okay, so they will also need to, because Were you a student last year?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, this is your first year. Okay. No, because last year with the previous system, all the assignments was on an assignment tool. Now the assignments are spread under, so if it's now, for instance, 8.1, it should be then under section 8.1. If it's not there, then the lecturer hasn't made it active yet. So then also just follow up with your lecturer when that will be available so that you can complete those activities.
No, so it's not an assignment. It's called, like, if you look, so I'm doing communication law and criminology. So I've got the actual textbooks because they delivered it to me. So at the end of a theme, it says like refer to discussion forum 8.1, and you can actually, where you can upload your questions and so forth, like a Q&A platform, but I'm not sure where to find those specific discussion forums.
Who's the publisher of the book?
You hectic. I'm not at home.
Usually, if it's, for instance, Cengage or any of those, then that actually is for, that's additional support that you get on their websites. So usually in the beginning, they will give you the URL to their website, and then you have to register, but that is not generally part of your studies. The lecturer will make it very clear if it is part of your studies.
Okay, so I only need to use the discussion forums that is on the module overviews on the right-hand side, and then if you go into it, there will be specific discussion forums for that module. I use that.
So yes, you do everything on MyModules.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm going to start from the top again. Yeah, Gerard, I was just about to get to you.
Hi. Sorry about that. Just a quick one. Notifications. How do we activate notifications on the new MyModules site?
Do you mean for notifications that you receive by email?
Well, anything by email. Well, yeah, more specifically email, because I haven't seen any notifications come through if anything was changed on the module on each module site.
Okay, so generally notifications that you get will be at the top. There's a little notifications bar over here. It will let you know if there's any, how can I say, direct messages that was sent to you. The other way would be just to go to the actual module site, and you can look under announcements. You should be receiving...
Sorry, continue.
Yes, so you should be getting the emails as well when they do an announcement.
Yeah, not yet. So on the old site, obviously that worked fine, but it's really critical to get notifications. As like, for instance, I have 10 modules, so it takes me an hour just to go through each module, hour and a half almost, through each little tab, just to see if something's changed. So it's quite critical. And even if I go on that little bell up there and go to settings, it seems like I don't have permission to change any settings for notifications. So it's going to be a real problem if we don't receive any emails for changes on the modules.
Thank you for raising this, Gerard. I will take it up with the development team. As you know, it's a very new upgrade, so I'll make this an urgent thing for them to follow up on, because I also work on emails.
To sort that out.
Yes, no, I'll just take it off. Thank you for raising that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, next we've got Fabian. Marlon, you can go ahead.
Hi, sir. I just wanted to know on the MyUnisa app that you download.
Yes.
Do you log in with your student credentials?
Yes, you log in with your student credentials.
And if it says invalid credentials, but your student number and your password is correct?
Just have a look. Is there a option when you log in? There should be a button at CAS, Central Authentication S. So you click on that one.
The CAS one.
and then you type in your student number, just your student number and your password.
Okay, I'll do that, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, please try that one. So it's not just a generic login. You have to use that CAS for UNISA.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Fabian. Daphne, you can go ahead. Daphne? Yes, Daphne, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yes, I'm getting into my modules now. I see all my modules, but there are no study materials, only on one of them.
Okay, so did you click on the official study material as well?
Yes, I did. Only on official, I got one. One of it.
Okay, let me just share. So you did go to your module, you clicked on official study material.
Yes.
And
even on additional, even on additional resources, I got only one that I can download. But the rest of the three, I didn't.
Oh, so you haven't done. Then just find out, a lot of them, you must also just click on this tab here at the bottom to open up additional pages. Because some of the
pages.
Yes, because if you click on this one, a lot of them, the lecturers will actually load this as pages. So if you, and a page will look almost like this type of thing where it's got an introductory page, and then all the learning actually happens online directly. So just make sure this is the way, if this is not available, if there's nothing under additional resources, and else you'll have to just ask your lecturer, where do you find the study guide, or what is the additional resources required. But also before you contact them, just make sure in your tutorial letter 101, because sometimes they don't give a study guide, they only tell you to get a certain textbook that you have to purchase.
Okay, I only saw one textbook. So, but I will check, and then if not, I will contact my lecturer and find out where to get all the study materials.
Yes, yeah. So first check on that. If you click that drop down at the end, if there's not pages with content on there. And remember for the others as well, if
there's
you...
nothing.
Oh, is there nothing yet? Okay,
Yes.
then yeah, just contact your lecturer. Maybe they're still busy releasing the information.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Daphne.
Thank
For the
you.
rest of you, if you're looking for your lecturer's contact information, that will also be in tutorial letter 101. Okay, Siseko, you can go ahead.
Hello. Hello, Richard. Good day. Richard, the only problem that I experience, I can't access my modules from the session I've attended on the 8th. Yeah, we're advised to send emails. I've sent several emails. I'm not sure what is the problem now. Till to date, I can't access my modules.
So what happens when you go to your MyModules?
It takes me to at my module, my admin, and then modules 21, and then I click on my modules 22. It will take me to modules 22 in my admin. But when I click on the arrow, there's nothing appearing of the modules that I'm registered for this year.
Okay, so let me just quickly have a look. So when you click on this MyModules, there's nothing appearing here where it says UOL. Let me just have a look here. Nothing appearing when you click on MyModules. Seko, are you muted?
Yes, yes, Richard. I can't get the list of my modules, and as well as on my name there where I know I used to log out, I can't get anything. It's blank if I click on those two bars.
Okay, so, and you did send an email to MyModule 22.
Yes, and as well as inquiries. Still today, it's 10 days now.
Yeah, no, it can take quite some time. If you're having, if you're still not getting any information from them, then maybe just send us the email. I'll put the email address in the chat so we can just follow up. with them as well. So let me quickly have a look here. Let me see. Siseko, you lowered your hand now. If you can just send us your student number so we can follow up the email address in the chat.
Okay, that's fine. Are you gonna put the email address in the chat or not?
Yes, yeah, I've put the email in the chat. So for the others, please don't misuse the email. This is just for us to follow up if the others don't come through quick enough. So because we don't have the direct technical to assist you, but we can follow up with where is this getting held up. So just include your student number, please, in the header as well.
All right.
Okay. Pleasure. Okay, next is Rob. You can go ahead. Rob, you can unmute. No, we're not getting Rob. So Megan, Mercia.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Good, and you, Laratu.
Good. I just wanted to ask on the MyUnisa app, where do we access our modules? Is it on the course tab, on my course tab?
Yes. So so if you open the app,
Yes.
then you click on My Courses.
Yes.
And then that will list all your courses that you enrolled for.
Oh, I see the tabs. I see all my. Oh, now I see them now. Thank you.
Okay, pleasure. Okay, well.
Good morning.
Hi, Megan.
How are you, sir?
Good, and you?
Good. I just wanted to find out. I hear you guys speaking about assignments that need to be done in groups and stuff like that. And I also see on the UNISA site on Facebook, people say that they are part of certain groups. How do you access a group, or how do you become a part of a group, or how do you know which group you are part of?
So the groups will generally be for certain activities that you're going to be part of, especially for, when it comes to assignments. But a lot of people might associate a group to, for instance, an e-tutor as well. So remember, there might be different sites that you might become part of. The one is, for instance, a group site where you will see it on your MyModules. There's a new site with the same name as the course, the module that you enrolled for. And usually it ends like with an E1 or a G1 to say it's a group or a e-tutor site. So those ones you will automatically be enrolled for. Your lecturer will, in the assignment, it will say you have to go to your group site. So you click on My Modules, the drop down, it will tell you, okay, you'll see there's extra site you can join. When it comes to now, for instance, the ones that Jessica showed, that's where they will group the students. And when you then want to do the assignment and you go into that assignment area, you will be within your group.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
May I just also help clarify for her? I'm just very quickly going to share my screen for if you're allocated into a group. A very quick way, I'm just waiting for this to catch up with sharing my screen. A quick way to be able to see what group you're in, if the lecturer has set it correctly, is your messaging icon. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly show you that page. I think it's because we have lots of people on board that things are getting a bit slow. So if I go to my site, your messaging icon here at the top right of your screen.
Okay.
When you click on it, if this will catch up, you'll see that one of the options is group. And if your lecturer has set it for group members to be able to communicate with each other, your group number or group name will be here. Okay. So you'll be able to open that up and you'll be able to post a message in your group, and your group members will be able to see it and interact with you.
All right.
Hope that helps.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Richard, can
Rob,
you hear
I
me?
see you back. Yes, I
Yes,
can
can you
hear
hear
Rob.
me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
you can go ahead.
Great, thank you.
Yes, Rob.
So Richard, this may be a question I need to ask the lecturer, and we do have a meeting with him later, but we have a discussion forum that we need to do. That's our first assignment. And I'm on the MyModules page for the specific assignment, and there is no button anywhere. It says, please, submit your discussion or your answer to this discussion forum. There is a part of the button that says post your answer on discussion forum. It's underlined in black. But there's no link and you can't click on it, it doesn't take you through. So I don't see a button anywhere that shows you where you can answer the discussion forum. So obviously, we're switching over to Moodle, it's more difficult because we don't know the system. The lecturers don't know the system. Last year it was easier. You understood what you needed to do. You could answer. But in this instance, I don't know if this is a lecturer-specific problem or if this is a specific problem to the system. And if there's a button that I'm missing somewhere, I fiddled with all the buttons. I can't seem to find anything anyway. Can you please assist? Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you for the session, by the way. It's excellent.
Thank you, Rob. So if you can see my screen, so if you have, for instance, where it says forum, a forum activity. Let's just have a look here. So the active forum activity usually looks like this one. So if you click on forum, then what you should be able to do is reply to the forum. And then once you click on reply. Now, one thing to note, when you click on reply here, now you can only type in text, it doesn't give you options to put bullets and all that type of thing. So there shouldn't be an option as well for advanced. So if you click advanced, then you will see it opens a whole text editor for you. So you can type in bullets, all that type of thing, and you can upload a file to the system. So just remember, when you get to a forum, there should be a reply somewhere, a reply button. It will just be plain text. But if they now, for instance, as you said, they have to perhaps upload a file, you need to click on this advanced option over here. And this will open the full text editor and the options to upload a file.
Sorry to jump here, but are these activities compulsory?
Yes, so if it's part of the gradebook for your course, then it's compulsory.
Okay.
Richard, I just want to ask you a follow-up question. Okay, so if there is no reply button, do I need to speak to the lecturer about that and say there's no way to reply? Or should I just go down through, as this meeting progresses, I'm going to log, or I'm going to go down and look to see if I can see a forum button at the bottom of that drop-down menu with those tiles and see if there's something there. But I haven't seen anything. So is this a system issue or do I need to speak to my lecturer?
No, then you'll need to speak to your lecturer, because if there's no reply button or you don't have the option to perhaps make a new topic, then you must just check the date as well. Sometimes they can set when the activity opens and when it closes. So then you will only be able to reply during a certain period. So just make sure from your lecturer on that end when you meet with him today.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rob.
Richard, it's Lindy here. I've been waiting for a while. Just want to understand something. I see we've got prescribed material and official study material. So I tried to navigate on my modules, but in certain instances, I see most of the information is loaded and sort of like prescribed material, and sometimes under official study material, there isn't anything. I've registered for 5 modules. So I'm not too sure, should I play around with both icons, go to prescribe and official? And secondly, what as well confuses me in terms of buying the book, which ones do I buy? Do I buy one under the prescribed material folder or under the official study material?
Okay, so if you go to prescribed material, then usually this will be your textbooks that you need to buy, any additional resources that you have to acquire. And then the other one is the official study material that usually contains your tutorial letters. So
Contains, I didn't get it.
So the official study material usually
Yes.
contains, for instance, your study guide and then tutorial letters for the course.
Study guide and tutorial letters.
So the official study materials, you can always say tutorials and study guides, where the prescribed material is textbooks that you need to purchase. But I would still rather refer to tutorial letter 101 to see which textbooks you need to buy. If you open tutorial letter 101,
yes,
got an area where it says prescribed books, and then you know, oh, okay, there's no prescribed books for this course. I'm very lucky.
Yes.
Or else it will say what you need to buy.
Okay, and then I am as well under official study material. That one is the one that get posted via your postal address that you provided. Is it always posted?
Yes. Not generally always.
Okay.
Some it depends on the college we're in and the module whether they require to be posted to you.
Oh, okay.
So you can always start downloading it from there, and then you can just find out from your lecturer whether it's going to be posted to you as well. So it's not all modules. Some modules are just online modules, and then some of them are blended.
Oh, thank you. That helps a lot. And then my last question for me, I think you've partly answered it. It's around a group discussion or quiz or assignment, which is a group assignment. So if will I not be able to do an assignment and submit it successfully if it's required to be a group work? Even let's say I do it individually, I'm not in any group, or I'm late, the group has submitted, so I won't be allowed to submit individually. I have to submit as a group work.
Jessica, can I hand you this one?
I can. So lecturer will have set it that either only one person in your group or every student in a group can submit. But you have to be within a group. So that one I showed you, the example I showed you where I was unable to submit, that's because I wasn't allocated to a group, but also you would find that if you have only got one participant that's allowed to submit, that I also maybe would not have been able to submit in that case. They will probably take the very first submission from the group in that case. So you do need to be grouped. The lecturer will put you in a group, and then you can use that, that my workaround is to use that chat bubble to quickly see what group you're in. But I think one of the other things that I want to take to the technical people is it would probably be much easier for students to go to their profile and immediately see what group they're in there and for which course. So that's something I would like to take back to them as well, just to help you see the grouping.
Okay, I hope that made sense. So I just muted everybody again. Yeah, so remember, if it's group work, try and work with your group. I know it's not always great to work with groups, but please submit with your group. And then I'm just going to go on Lana. You can go ahead. Sabanga.
My question is on the quiz. I see there it gives you a time to say you've got 1 hour to finish the quiz, and you still have to go through the questions and everything. Is there no platform where you can see the questions and prepare the questions and the answers? Then when you go to the quiz, you just put the answers.
No, so this is not, remember, it's in the old days you had to do your, the quiz, you had the multiple choice in your tutorial letter, you tick the boxes and you go back and you submit. Some of the courses might give you more than one attempt to do it, but remember with quizzes, it's now a formal assessment, so you need to prepare for that quiz. So if the quiz says it's covering chapter 1 to 3, you have to be ready, know that chapter 1 to 3 for that quiz. And remember, you can still have your textbook in front of you, but you're going to waste a lot of time if you have to browse through everything. So rather prepare for that quiz and take it almost as a little formal assessment that you need to do.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So remember those quizzes and activities on there, it does form part of your grades. It's not just there to test your knowledge. If it's part of your grades, if you click on that grades option on the profile, it's something that's going to add to your year mark. So treat it as a very formal assessment. Okay, thanks, Sandra. Okay, so Leratu, Mafa, go ahead. Leratu, can go ahead. Jody, I think we already had you. So I don't really know if you've got another question. And then we're going to go to Konza.
Hi, it's Nkosinathi.
Yes, Nkosinathi.
Yes,
Go ahead.
firstly, yeah, thank you for the other sessions that you've had. It's been a great help. I managed to navigate well on the website as well as on the app. So great help there. Just one question on the assessment. So I do get the notifications on the My Live. So the one notification specifically that I have is the assignment is due at a specific date. And then below that, there's also a cutoff date. So for example, there's an assignment that I submitted yesterday that is due today at 10 p.m. Then it also says there's a cutoff date, which is the 22nd of February. So does that mean that I have up until the 22nd to submit, or do I need to submit exactly on the 18th, which is the time that is due?
Yeah, so it says a due date and a cutoff date.
Correct,
I think
yeah.
the due date is when you should start, and the cutoff date is when it should be submitted. Jessica, do you know the difference between the due date and the cutoff date?
So there was an opening date. So there was an assignment open date, which was, I think, on Tuesday this week or something. And then, of course, then the due date, which is today. And then there's also a third date, which is then the cutoff date. So it's, yeah, it's creating
There
a bit
are
of
dates. There are 3 dates. You're correct. The opening date, when you can start submitting the assignment. The due date,
Yeah.
when you're supposed to submit the assignment. The closing date is for those is typically for those unique cases where perhaps a student has had a death in the family or a valid reason that they are unable to submit, in which they can contact the lecturer, and the lecturer will be able to assist them in opening that for their submission, but just for that student.
Lovely.
Yeah, in other cases you might have where, for example, maybe there was this extension in registration, and then the lecturer might make use of that for all the students. You know, perhaps there's general difficulty encountered. So it's just giving a little bit more independence to the lecturer to be able to help students on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
So go by the due date. And remember, this is now...
Yeah, that's my
They're not
motto
going to
as
give
well.
extensions and everything again.
Most definitely, because I always say day before due date, and then that's okay. Then instead of working under pressure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, avoid doing that last minute submission as well, because that's usually when the system crashes. So try and do it as early as possible and avoid the stress as well.
Agreed.
Thank you, Nkolisani.
Sure.
Trisha, you can go ahead. Trisha?
Hi, sorry, are you saying Kirsch or?
Hi.
Trisha.
Oh,
Can you hear
Trisha.
Trisha.
Okay.
Guys, my question is being answered. It was actually with regards to the textbooks. So we just have to go into our modules. But my concern is everybody is talking about what's this multiple choice. So that's only in regards to certain modules, or is that for everyone? Because nothing on my UNISA has been uploaded as yet.
So nothing's been uploaded on your MyUnisa?
Yes.
On your MyModules?
So the courses are there, but when I click on my modules, there's no information there. It says that, because you said we must go to announcements, but there's no information there that I can see. So should I go and contact the lecturer?
So you can access the module site. For the,
Yes, I can.
specific module.
Side. Yes.
So if you go to, for instance, my course as well, if I go to assignments, for instance, you'll see no questions has been loaded yet. So some of the modules are still populating the quizzes and assessments. So as I mentioned, always have a look at grades, and then have a look what needs to be submitted for that specific module. But it might not be that it's not open yet, that you can add it. And just have a look if it's like a little, looks like a clipboard, then you know it's a quiz. If it looks like that one with the arrow that's upward, then it's a file that you need to upload generally for assignment.
Okay. And I also wanted to ask, how does the whole tracking system work if you reached out and you wanted a textbook delivered to your house?
Is it your study material?
Yes.
Okay, so what you can do is, let me just show you quickly. If you go to My Admin, and then you go to Study Material, Parcel Tracking. And then you just have to select, depending on which college you are, and that's the distributor they're using. So if you, for instance, education, then you will click on this one. If you, one of the other colleges like Human Sciences, you will click on this one. And, just to give you a tip as well, previously, when I was actually also waiting for study material that didn't come, you actually phone the company and directly. If it says that it's already been sent, then it means it's in their system, so they will be able to guide you when will it be delivered.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
For the others, if you selected to receive it on at campus, you will get an SMS to say that the parcel is ready, and then you just go to your regional campus where you ask for it to be delivered. You have to just show the SMS at the door as well, and then they will bring your parcel to you. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Trisha.
Yes, thank you so much.
Alicia, you can go ahead. Alicia Joy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I just have all my questions have been answered. I just have two more questions. There on the right hand side on the top, there's course progress. There's is that your progress, or is it the course as a whole?
So you can see that as the course as a whole, because activities, assignments, all of that is within the course. So you can use that as a nice way to track that you cover all the resources that you need to access. So it's just a nice way to guide through, have you covered all the material, completed all the activities. And by the end of that, unless your academic, your lecturer let you know otherwise, you should have completed all the activities and assignments.
The other question is also, what is a forum and a folder? What does that mean?
Okay, let me quickly show you. So when it comes to a folder, let me show you on this page over here. Just get to the correct one. So a folder will just be it's almost like a folder on your computer where they upload material. So that will be, for instance, PDF documents, additional study material that you might be requiring. Where a forum, you must almost think of, the easiest way to think of it is almost like Facebook, where you've got a topic and you do a discussion around the topic. While we wait for that one to load, I can show you so long on this one. So if you go to that open site, there's a link that we posted. I'll post it again. We've got this section on forums. I don't see it now. Yeah, do review my models. Quickly show you on this one. So a forum is basically a place where you can interact with other people and you discuss a topic. So the big thing about the forum is it's a rounded topic. So you've got, for instance, show you this one. So it's a chat. So there's a topic that you need to discuss. You have to perhaps get instructions. You click on reply. So you can type in a reply, almost like you do on Facebook. You can also go advanced and do a more formal reply with bulleted numbering or upload a file. So you must always think of a forum as almost like a chat, but it's more a bigger discussion. So a chat is just where you reply quickly after each other. It's an informal discussion, where a forum is more a formal discussion. We've got a topic and you discuss each other's, and you can also reply to each other's opinions and give your own insights. So really think of it as almost like a Facebook chat, you can almost say, but just a little bit more formal, where the chat options are just quick, like WhatsApp, where you send messages. And then a folder is basically just where you upload a lot of files to a specific folder like you have on your computer.
Okay, so the folders for your personal, it does make sense. Is it the lecturer is gonna put content in the folder, or is it for your personal use, the folder?
So it depends on how the folder was set up, but generally the folder is only for lecturers to upload material for you to access.
My last question. Yes, you were saying?
Yeah, so because generally if you have to submit something, it would rather be through an assignment.
Yeah. And so the last question is library options, like where do you go for to browse the library and to take out books and all of that? Well, how does that work?
Okay, so there you'll also have to go to MyUnisa. It's the easiest way. They usually advise first log in, and then you can click on library here as well. So you first log into MyUnisa, and then you search the library catalog, and you can get the e-reserves, all that information on there. What you can also do is, if you go to the contact area for the library, contact your local library. They've got a lot of classes on how to find e-reserve journals, because there's mobile libraries even that goes around. They can post a book to you. So really go and have a look at the training that they offer as well. In which region are you? Which province are you? Alicia?
Hi, I mean.
Oh, you're muted. But so while you're muted, so what you need to do is just go to.
Sorry. So I'm in Western Cape, hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're in my province. So what you need to do is just contact your local library and they will give you all the information. I just want to see if it's listed on here. Let's see here, Eastern Cape, Gauteng. So you go to it's just the inquire page on MyUnisa. And then you can scroll all the way down to Cape Town campus here, main library, CTN Lib. So because you're very close, you can just use the CTN Lib because you're in the Western Cape, and they're very responsive and they will let you know when they've got training. They also do one-on-one trainings on Microsoft Teams as well. So just give them a contact and they will guide you through everything.
Okay, thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Alicia. Well, Zotwa, you can go ahead.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for this opportunity. My question is on assessments. When I go to MyUnisa, MyModules, and I'm trying to submit an assessment, it says submit assessments, that it gives me that option, but then nothing happens. So I don't know.
Just start again. So you go where? On
When I
your
go to
MyModules.
MyModules and I go to grades or I go to the assessment that I'm supposed to submit, it says submit assessment. And then when I click that button, nothing is happening. I'm aware that I'm still left with like 45 days to submit my first assessment. So I'm not sure if it's not active yet.
Okay, so if you go to, for instance, let me show you on this one. So you click on the assignment and then you click on add submission.
Yes.
And then nothing happens.
Nothing happens, yes.
So that is a very strange one.
And for all my modules. And anyway, with submission, I'm also worried because I'm doing maths and physics. So am I supposed to type all my answers in that block?
Just have a look if they don't have an option for you to upload a file, because maths and physics, you know, you do have these options of doing maths in here, but that will be generally not the easiest way to do it with the inline text editor. So just find out from your lecturer if you can't just upload a file for that submission. But it's just very strange to me that when you click on add submission, that nothing happens. Can you do me a favor and just have a look if you click on these three dots and you do it in a private window, or if you're using Chrome, it's usually called incognito, and just see if it works then, because maybe it's just a cache issue on your side that you have to clear your cache for submissions.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'll try that.
But if you're still having problem, just write to that MyModule 22 as well. Just remember, it doesn't have an S. It's not MyModules. It's MyModule 22 at unisa.ac.za.
Oh, okay, thank you. And another question is, in the previous MyModules websites like 2021, we could access the calendar that would give us all the due dates for assessments, and we were able to print it. So I'd like to know if this functionality is still available this year, or are we saving trees?
Let me see if we can export this one quickly. Strange, I've never thought that you might want to print
Richard,
it.
I know you can do it at a course level. You can export the calendar at a course level. I'm not quite positive at the overall program level. So I'm also having a quick look to see if I can help on that side. But usually if you open the calendar at the bottom of the page, it should give you an option to export.
It only gives you for that module, whereas before it used to give me all the modules and all the due dates for the year.
Have you attempted to open the calendar from the dashboard, not from the...
Yes, I have.
Just having a look for you as well.
Let me see if I can also just get in.
Okay. When I go to the landing page, the dashboard, you'll have two options at the top, dashboard and calendar. Do you have those both?
Yes, I do.
So when you click on calendar, for student view, I have an option to export the calendar. There's a button beneath the monthly view that you can then export.
Okay, I'll try that as well. My modules now is down. It just gives me an error, so I can't access it.
No, I hear you. This is something we have reported as well while this was going on.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, can you please repeat that around the calendar? I didn't get it. Where if you click where?
Yes. So you need to click on the dashboard. You click on calendar.
Yes.
And then you can export the calendar. Because the calendar, if you look at the, on the calendar, it will show you all the due dates for your when you have submissions. So it's a very good way to get an overview of when is your time that you're going to be perhaps clashing assignments. So you have to prepare in advance for those submissions. On the open course, we've also got a whole section on the calendar that you can have a look at. It also shows you, for instance, how to upload, create your own events, so reminders even on the calendar as well. So have a look at the open course, and then from there, the calendar is a very vital tool if you want to do your planning around your assignments.
Okay.
But then you can also, for instance, export the calendar.
Okay. And then, Richard, just one thing. I tried to navigate and check the slides that you just showed us. I couldn't find them. Where exactly? I went to my modules, of course, and I was trying to locate it there, but I couldn't find it.
Which ones?
These slides, these training slides that we did on Tuesday.
Oh, these ones?
Yeah.
So did you open the URL? Or do you mean you want these slides over here as well?
Okay, so I need to go to that URL, dts.qa.
Yes, I'll copy it again for you in the chat. So open this, and then you go, for instance, and you start from the beginning. If you actually click on this orientation and you're getting started, especially the second video, this was actually created by Jessica, and it walks you through quickly all the steps for a student to get started. So this is really a very good video to just orientate yourself on how to access MyUnisa, how does the assessments work. So this is almost like a quick summary version of everything that's covered. But from there, you can have a little bit more in depth if you want to know, for instance, about the calendar.
Yes.
There's a specific section on the calendar, for instance. You click on this, how to view the calendar. It shows you exactly how to view the calendar and even add a new event to the calendar as well. So all the information is on this URL that we've got.
Okay, thank you. I will get it on the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll post it to now again. Let me just get back to my Teams. Zanella, you can go ahead. Zotwa, Zwane, did we cover you?
Yes, you did, but I was not done. Then somebody spoke over me.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm back now on my modules, and I have gone to the calendar, export calendar, but it gives me events to export, and I've said all events, and then time period, but it gives you this week, this month, recent and next 60 days, custom range, and then when I export it, where does it export to? I know it can be a stupid question. And on the custom range, it also doesn't allow me to edit or to write the dates.
Okay, let's quickly have a look. Aside. So if you go to the calendar, so you say custom range. Why is it now giving me? Let me just go back quickly. Calendar, export calendar, all events, custom range. So you can't put in your own custom range.
Yeah, it doesn't give me that. You see that small window it just gave you? It doesn't give me that.
Yeah, so I'll make a note of that as well. So we've got already the announcements, and then we've got the calendar, and we'll actually take it up with the technical team and see if we can't get this fixed so that you can actually put your own custom range to download for the year, because you really want to actually export it for the year to plan your studies for the next 6 months at least for the semester.
Yes, thank you so much, Richard.
That's why we have these sessions, so we can get your feedback.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Bye.
Denga, Joel, you can go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear.
Hello.
Hi, Zenka, Jewel, you can go ahead. Going through to that one.
Can I
So
go ahead?
I'm gonna go to Mafa Bafa. You can go ahead. Bafa Bafa, you can go ahead. Lebar. Junior, you can go ahead.
Who?
Hi, Richard. How are you?
Petunia.
You hear me?
Good in you? Yes.
Good, good. You know, I'm a first year student and I'm not sure if I'm really frustrated because it's like I'm all over the place. But what I want to find out, thanks for the Moodle, at least it helped a little bit. What I want to find out on one of the modules that I've registered for, which is AFL 1501. I read the tutorial 101 and it says the due date for the assignment is the 23rd of February. But when I go to my modules and choose AFL 1501, I'm unable to get the material.
How do you mean you're unable to get the material? The study
The
material or
study material, yes.
So you downloaded tutorial letter 101 and there's not a folder, additional resources or anything like
Nothing.
that?
There's nothing. Yeah. Unfortunately, I missed the session with the lecturer. I think it was last week.
Okay. Maybe just send an email to your lecturer because they can even send you a link to the recording when they had the session and just find out where you must get the resources for that specific assignment.
Okay. My second challenge is the My Life email. After I've registered for my UNISA, I managed to get the password and trying to create that email. It always says my password is incorrect. Till to date, I'm unable. I've been sending communication to UNISA through my help at my through my help my life, something like that. Inquiries at UNISA. I've sent so many emails. I haven't get any response from UNISA.
Let me just quickly have a look. So, yes, so it can take up to 48 hours after you created it.
It's almost 3 weeks now.
Okay, let's quickly have a look here. My UNISA, so you click on My Life email.
Yeah.
And then remember when you sign in here, it's your student number followed by @mylife.unisa.ac.za.
Correct.
You do it that way. And then you select work or school account.
I don't come to that screen. You see, that's where the problem is.
Oh, is it here where it already gives you when you type
I've
in
never seen this screen. It only takes me to the password, and then after adding the password, it says it's incorrect. I even went back to my UNISA and say under the password management to try and change the password and go back, but still, I don't know. Maybe I'm using Chrome. Maybe should I change?
Maybe do incognito mode.
Google Chrome.
Just want to mute here quick. There we go. Yes, so that's a very strange query. Did you send your question to inquire@unisa.ac.za?
I did. Hence, I'm saying even my module 22, even my help, my life unit, something like that. Can't remember that. I've been sending, even including the lecturer, but they said on the tutorial that if you use the Gmail and stuff, it can go to spam. So maybe it's one of those. That's why I'm not getting any. I feel like, the communication from the school side, I don't know. I don't want to use the word bad. I like a better word, but especially when you are a first-time student and not being exposed to these online things like the way it is.
No, definitely. I'll give you an email there. Just send it to me, and then I'll follow up with your questions. So I'll also put the email address in the chat. ADOVH.
Which email address should I give it to you? The one for my life or?
Yes. So then you just send me that. I just want to see quickly your number. How can you signed in as a guest? I've put an email address in the chat. Just email to that email address, and then I'll follow up for you.
Or I should use this one that you've put in the chat.
Which province are you?
I'm doing BA.
No, which province are you?
Oh,
Region?
province. Okay. I'm in Gauteng, Pretoria.
Gauteng. Okay. I'll just follow up with their DLAs as well if they can't assist you.
Okay. Thank you very much. What should I put in there? Only my student number and my current contact.
Lucas, are you here? I don't know if he's here, but he's not here. Lucas, do you have a general contact information for DLA to reach out to the DLAs to assist with my life in the Gauteng area?
I'll put our technical support link so they can book a meeting with her and then see how they can help her.
Yes. So please also, because you're in Gauteng, they've got a very lovely online booking system, and then you will chat with somebody live on Teams, and then they will be able to assist you as well. So please, Lucas, that will be great.
The online booking, is it part of this email or is it somewhere in my Unisa?
No, he will post a link now.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. Okay, so then we can go to Petunia. You can go ahead.
It was me. Thank you, Richard.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
my
I
10.
see
Yeah.
Sorry, this is
Sir?
an update. Yes.
I'm sorry, I have to go soon. I just want to ask a very quick question. With my BTE, they said it's due today, but if I go in the quiz, it's not available yet. It's only available on the 19th of Feb, and it only has to be in by the 22nd of April. But my calendar says it's due today.
Yeah, that's strange that the calendar didn't update. Remember with they did extend the registration, so some of the assignments will then have now moved on to accommodate for the additional students coming in. So
Okay.
rather work on the date of the actual assignment submission when the system is open, then you submit.
Okay, because my calendar's saying something's due today and tomorrow, and I can't open it yet.
Oh, they probably changed it now last minute.
Oh, okay. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Well, so we got Ancha, you can go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I wanted to ask about the activities. Where do we exactly complete them?
Okay, so remember there's two types of activities. Most activities you actually do online. So it will be, for instance, a quiz, it's a forum activity. So all of that you do on MyModules. On the activity that's listed, you click on the activity and you complete the activity. If it's a forum discussion, you might have to come back to reply to somebody else's discussion as well. But for instance, files that you need to upload, you will then generally get the information in tutorial letter 101. What is the questions that you have to answer? You can do it in Word and then export it as a PDF, for instance, and then you just upload that file when the due date is, before the due date.
How do I know if they want me to upload or not?
So I'll show you quickly. The quick way to see the difference is generally assignments you'll need to upload, but it will be very clear if it's, you know, where they say you have to submit, for instance, a file. But if it's so say the forum looks like a little clipboard, then usually it's a quiz, it's an online activity. Else if it's a got an arrow pointing upwards. Let me have a look here. Like this one, or downwards, assignment. And this is something usually you will have to upload and submit.
Okay.
But it will make it very clear in the instructions what you need to do to prepare for the assignment.
Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure. Ibukazi, you can go ahead. Ibukazi? I'm not getting a response. So we'll go to Rosita. And getting a response, Rosita. And then we've got student, just my life student. Let me just see if I can see whose name this is. It just says student number. Let me just share my screen quickly. Student number 465361108. You can go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Hi, yes, Rosita.
Can you hear me? Yes, I can.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I just wanted to ask because when I click on my modules 2022, I can't access. I get an error.
Okay, so what you need to do is also first try the private window, see if you can log in, if it still gives you that error. It's a private window, or they call it incognito window. If you still get the error when you try to log in, then you need to send an email to that mymodule22@unisa.ac.za. If you're not getting that error, then you'll have to clear your browser cache just to get rid of the error.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Just remember when you send emails to, for instance, any of the UNISA email accounts, if it's inquiries or my module, always just include your student number in the subject line, so then it runs quicker through the system. Okay, thanks, visitors. Celestina, you can go ahead. Celestina, not getting a response.
Chat, while waiting, I've sent you the posters for technical support. Then you can come and see. You can share them on the chat. I don't have the option.
Okay, thank you. So if you want to make a booking for technical support, it's the links in the chat for the Gauteng region. Let's see here. Rushka, you can go ahead.
Sorry, before they come in, I was saying I don't have that option of attach. It's almost like a poster. It's on your mail. If you can attach it for me. I don't have that attachment option on my side.
Okay. I'll have a look now. Rushka, you can go ahead.
Hi, sir. My questions has been answered. I just have another thing which ties in with what Trisha asked about the study material being delivered. My registration has been finalized some time ago already. However, I cannot find anything on the courier side that my study material is en route. It only shows the 2021, so I'm not sure who to contact.
for study material. So basically on the system, on their side, the courier company shows that they haven't received it yet.
Yes, there's nothing for 2022 yet.
Okay, so what you need to do is just on MyUnisa,
Yes.
go to the inquiries tab. Just want to see is here for study material. Here we go, study material. So you'll just have to send an email to dispatch, this one.
Okay.
And just follow up with them. But in the meantime, go access MyModules and go on the official study material and just download the study guides from there so you can just get started.
Yes, I managed to access it right now, yes.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Okay.
But send an email to dispatch and they will get back to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Letuma, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I just want to check. I joined late. I wanted to check on the appointment today. I saw there were about three sessions. Is this one the first one? Will there be other sessions still today?
Oh no, so it's actually, so how it works is we've got usually on Tuesdays where we do the webinar. So that's a very formal, introduction. We take you step by step through everything, how MyModules work, how do you submit assignments, how the forum tool works. And we've also got the website where I can show you quickly, where that gives you all the guides on how to get started. So today is more a feedback session. So I'll put the link again in the chat so you can go have a look at the guides. The webinar that we had already on Tuesday, it's also available here, so you can watch it online. And then, so the blast sessions is where you can come and ask questions, where you're getting stuck, or something that we can perhaps help you with, or just to also get your feedback on where you're having problems. So then next week, Friday, we're going to have the sessions again from 10 to 12, but it all runs concurrently. So just to reduce the numbers that's in one session so that we can get to everybody. But on Tuesday, we're having another webinar where we just do a walkthrough, all the a very formal presentation, taking you through all the aspects of MyUnisa, MyLife, MyModules. So it's advised that you first do the webinar, and then if you have any questions, then you come to the blast session to get answers for the questions.
So, yes, sorry, I missed that webinar. You said where can we find it? You went there quickly for me.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat, the link. It's called Basic Skills in MyUnisa. So if you click on that link, it will open up this course over here. So if you scroll all the way down, there's one tab, Webinar Recordings. And if you click on this one, it will open the webinar recording that you can play.
All right. Much appreciated.
Pleasure. Let's just have a look.
Hello?
Hello? Who's this?
Hello, Richard?
Yes. Is this Zanele?
Hello, hi, Richard. This is Zanele. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure who am I overtaking here, but I've been waiting.
You were up earlier and
Can
then
you
you
hear
dropped
me?
again. Yes, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Yes, Zanele, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Alrighty. I wanted to ask about the quiz assignment. So I have an assignment 1 on a module. It's a quiz assignment, and it says due date is on the 22nd of May, but then there's no questions on there. So I'm not sure, how do I access? Is it something that I have to access the questions so that I can start answering them, or will they like pop up eventually?
So it basically says there's no questions at this moment.
Yeah.
I can quickly actually show you. So mine is exactly the same. So that means the lecturer has not populated the questions yet. So it's not something that you have to worry about. So the lecturer, So it will basically show
Yes.
you like this.
This is,
So that
yeah,
means,
it's something like that, yes.
yeah, so that means your lecturer must still load the questions for that, the quiz. So you won't be able to start it until they've loaded the questions and let you know that
Oh,
it's now available.
you breaking up a bit. What was that?
So you'll just have to wait for your lecturer to let you know when the questions are available. Okay. So unfortunately, there's nothing you have to
okay.
do on your side.
Oh, okay. All right. No problem. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Okay, then we've got Anne Else.
Hello.
Ah, yes.
Hello.
Hello, this is Molekwa. Oh, there's Anne
Yes.
Else.
Hello,
It's
yes,
Anne.
hello, sir.
Molekwa will be with you now. Yes, go ahead, Anne Else.
Sir, so I'd like to know, if I go now onto my modules, there, like where you find all your modules, I registered for the wrong modules and then I cancelled it, and now I have my new ones that have the ones that I'm supposed to have. But I want to know, how can I remove the old ones, because it's now confusing me, because the old ones is still on my calendar and stuff, and then I get, like, it tells me to submit stuff and things, and then I don't have that anymore.
Okay. So what you need to do is also just send an email to this mymodule22@unisa.ac.za so that they can remove those modules from your name.
Okay.
So it
Okay,
is currently because it is a general problem that they are currently working with. But if you want to get it just done sooner, then send the email to mymodule22.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. Go well.
Thank you.
Okay, Molekwa, you can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. I have a question with the submission of assignment. Do we get a notification after submitting the quiz?
Okay, so generally when you submit a quiz, on the last page, it will give you it will say basically you successfully submitted the quiz on this date and time. What I always advise, if you can, just take a screenshot of that last page, because just for your own records that you have submitted it. Currently, that is the only information that you get that you have successfully submitted is right on the last page. It will say to you, we've got a little green block to say successfully submitted and the date and time. So just take a screenshot of that area. In the future, you will also receive a email on successful submission.
Okay. And I have another question. For BSM 1601, I can't find any study guide. I only see the tutorial letter.
So you'll just have to look in the study. Remember, it's not all the study units that's got study guides. And then you'll also have to look, if you go to the course, let me just show you here quick. So if I go, for instance, to this course, if you click here at the bottom, there's a little drop down arrow. Just click on there, and maybe there might be pages where there's, for instance, the content is directly on the, to show you on this one quickly. So for instance, it might look like this learning unit 1. You've got, for instance, a page, and these pages actually contain the study guide. That means it's an online course. So it's not that all of them have study guides. The tutorial letter 101 will say whether you need a textbook, whether it will be completely online, or whether there's a study guide that you have to get for that module.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Desiree, you can go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Desiree?
Can I please ask hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Gadi. Yes. Oh, who's talking now? Ase Bodila.
No, I've been waiting for a long now.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to ask, when you enter into discussion, I'm doing like for diploma in grade R, if it's fine with you. I want to ask about the module being a professional teacher. When I enter into a discussion, it says the discussion is locked. I don't know why.
Yes, so
You cannot post anything. It's locked for this moment.
yes, so that means what you need to wait for is your academic or your lecturer will open that discussion at a certain time period when you can go and participate in the discussion. So they probably first want you to do, for instance, one activity or read a certain resource, and then at a certain time period they will open that up for discussions to take place.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about anything.
No, you don't have to worry if it's locked.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's see, Desiree, are you here?
Hello?
Hi, sorry. Hello.
Yes, Desiree, you can go ahead.
Okay. I'm actually a third year student. I've registered at the beginning of the registration period, but I'm a NSS student. But ever since I haven't got any communication regards to my registration, whether it's finalized or not. I didn't even get an SMS saying I'm temporarily registered. I can't even access my modules, the one that I've registered. When I check the progress, it still says the application has been received in regards with my registration, and it's still in progress. And ever since then, and I've actually registered on the 4th of January when it opened. Was it in January? Yeah, I just registered right away. And then I also want to ask, is it possible that the delay in my finalization of the registration has to do with the fact that I've got 2 supplementary exams that I'm still waiting to write? Could it be that it's the one delaying my finalization?
It will only delay it if it's a prerequisite to the module that you want to register now. So rather write to registrations and just ask for them to follow up on what's happening for what is your current registration status. In what region are you? Are you a province?
I'm in KZN Pietermaritzburg.
Just quickly. Because they've also got a general queries email. So send it to registrations, but you can also send it, I'll put it in the chat, to their general queries email address so that they can just have a look into your account in the student system to see where is the status. They will be able to update you.
Oh, okay. Because one of my fellow students also went to the campus yesterday to try and find out, and then when she got there, she was told that that the workers are on strike and they don't know when when the strike will end.
Oh, no, I don't know about any strikes at the moment. So I don't know when she was there. So at the moment, the campuses are open. But send an email communication. Remember, if you're going to campus, you'll also have to make a booking on the bookings app before you can access, and that is quite full. So see if you rather can't reach them through telephone or email before you go to campus.
Yeah, now it makes sense because I think it might be the prerequisite thingy, because it also said when I tried to register one of the modules and it said I haven't what did it say? I haven't met or fulfilled the prerequisite for that certain module that I wanted to register. It may be that, but I'll just follow up on it just to be sure.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, please. Yeah, pleasure. Just a quick note for the previous questions we also had about the MyLife email support. I put the link in for Gauteng students where you can make a booking with a DLA to help you with your MyLife emails or any other technical difficulties you might have. So it's in the chat. Okay, so let's go.
Richard, attach both. The one now is for training.
Oh, it's the one day for training. Let me just see the other one. Unfortunately, I also can't add the image on my side. Okay, so this is, I'll make this one then booking. There we go. Okay, let's see where we are. I guess we'll have to wrap it up very soon. We're already over time, but I'll try and get to everybody still. So let me just see who's next. Khadi?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, Khadi, you can go ahead.
I wanted to ask, how does tool Flamingo work?
The what work?
How does tool Flamingo work? Because there are some assignments that they think we must submit them via a tool Flamingo.
Okay, so is that perhaps assignments from last year?
No, for this year.
Okay, so that's a Migo tool. You don't need to worry about that for this year, because if it still shows that on your, if you go to your assignments tool on MyAdmin, that tool is actually going to be phased out. Let me just quickly log in here to show you. So let me just share my screen. So if you see, for instance, this tool Amigo, that means it's actually old redundant. Everything will now be on Moodle. So you don't go to this tool anymore. You have to go to MyModules and log in from there. MyModules, and you go to your course, for instance, and you submit on this course page. So I'll select, for instance, this assignment, and then I submit on here. So you don't go to the MyAdmin anymore to submit assignments. Everything must be done on MyModules.
Okay. So regarding the assessments, will we be able to download the questions, then write them on Word, then submit them again on the module side, or we have to write it on the.
Okay, so it will depend. You're going to have either quizzes or it might be assignments. So remember, both of them you must treat as a formal assessment. So if it's an assignment, generally they will give you the questions, you answer it, you upload the file for the due date. If it's quizzes, they might even give you an hour, the timeline. So you have to prepare beforehand all the study material, and you have to do it in that 1 hour and submit your quizzes. So it's not like the old quizzes that you have to do, for instance, in your tutorial letter where you can mark the questions and then just upload. Here you will have to be online and submit them as you do the questions.
Okay, and the assignment will get questions, then will we be able to download them, then answer them on the way, then submit them again on the middle side.
Okay, so quizzes, that type of thing, you have to do online. You won't be able to download, but the where it's a submission, for instance, that you have to upload a file, you'll get the question, and the question you can download, but then you'll have to then upload the Word document. But the others you do online. You won't be able to see the questions even before you attempt them. Almost like a little exam.
Yes.
Okay, but good luck. Okay, Esther Prinsloo, you can go ahead. Esther, you could go. Okay, let's go to the next one. Portia, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you, sir. So my question is, I don't know, something else, but my question is it possible that we can have maybe a practical practice? Because my worry is when the assignment due date come and we trying to submit, we have issues. If maybe if in case like you having issues submitting your assignment, where will we report? Is there an alternative where we'll report the problems? I will make an example, like now we having issues of iris where we did write the exams, but because of network and other issues like load shedding, we can't get our results because it sounded like we were copying while we were not. It was like a network issue. And then in terms of when there's congestion, how is it the new system working? Thank you.
Okay. So the new system should be able to handle all the traffic for peak loads, but for if you have technical difficulties, this counts the same for the exams. Take screenshots as much as you can to say this is the problem that I'm encountering. So when it comes to assignments and you're having problems submitting your assignment, then the person that you will first contact is just your lecturer to let them know this is the problems that you were having and this is the evidence that I have. So that's the same advice that we give for exams when you have technical problems. Take screenshots, get the error logs that you can, just to prove that it was a technical problem. So, but in terms of assignments and the quizzes that you have to do online, the person that you will first then contact is your lecturer, just to let them know this is the trouble or problems you encountered, and they might then be able to open that quiz for you to do again. So it's not as strict as the examinations, but still just keep that documentation that if you're having problems with submissions. So luckily with assignments and that you have to do in the quizzes, you don't need to use all the additional proctoring apps like the examinations, but still just be, if you're having problems, let the lecturer know as quickly as possible that you're having those problems submitting.
No, that's it. Thank you.
Pleasure. Uzvi, you can go ahead. Uzvi. Getting Buzzway. Nuxola, you can go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Malia. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you, Buzzway. Oh, Nuxola, let's just quickly get Buzzway and then we get you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
Buzzway, you can go ahead.
Okay. I am struggling to access my lessons, whereas I've seen the assignments are due. I've got an assignment that is due on the 25th. And now when I'm trying to access the lessons in order for me to be able to answer the assignment, I'm struggling to access the lessons. What can I do?
Are you struggling to access the lesson?
Yes, the lessons. I'm able to open the modules, but when I'm going to the modules and logging in, it shows that the introduction when they are in a form of bulletin. So now when I'm trying to punch into the introduction bulletin, it doesn't open.
Okay, so you can get here to the introduction page and then you're not seeing anything else, or what is not too sure where you're getting stuck.
Can you start at the beginning from the modules, from my modules,
okay,
so that I can see?
Okay. Okay, so you go to MyModules. Let me just go to the dashboard here quickly. Yes, so, and then from here you select your module. And so you'll be able to access your module site.
Yes, I am able to access the module site.
Okay. And then from here you're unable to access the resources.
Yes.
Okay, so what you need to do is, the first thing is just have a look at the official study material for your tutorial letters.
Okay.
So that's always the first thing you will do. And then from there, you must just make sure there's a little drop down here at the bottom, just to access any additional assignments that's on here.
Okay.
So you just click on this little button here, and then all the assignments usually are listed here, or any additional resources that you need to access.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Noxola, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Richard. I would like to find out what happens if the registration has been recently finalized and one finds that other assignments, the due dates, they've passed already, they were early in February. What's the solution on that one?
Did you go to the assignments under, did you try and attempt the assignments?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
What I was looking at was the due dates. Some of them, they
Okay.
were due already, the due dates they've passed.
Did you look in the tutorial letter? On the calendar?
I'll need to check that one.
Okay.
Because
so
what I wanted to find out was that, is there going to be an extension perhaps?
Yes, yeah. So all assignments has already been extended. So when you go and look at the assignments, rather go under My Modules and you click on the assignment. And then from here, see when is the due date. And if you missed it, and if the lecturer didn't update it, then you just send your lecturer email so that they can open it up for you to submit your assignment.
Oh, I see. So the solution would be to send an email to the lecturer to say if they can please allow one to submit.
Yes, yeah. But first just go to the module and you click on the assignment, and then usually they update the dates here. When is the new due date?
Oh, I see. So one needs to go in.
Yes, yeah, that will be the best.
Okay, thank you so much, Richard.
Yeah, go well. Okay, Sibukazi, you can go ahead. Kazi? Okay, not getting a reply from Sibukazi. Florina, you can go ahead. No reply from Florina. Tandeka, you can go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, so we can hear you.
Yes. Okay, so my query has to do with the registration. I registered for 10 courses initially at the beginning of the year, and I only got accepted to 5 courses. So my problem is I still haven't been accepted into the other 5 courses, even though I sent through the requirements that they asked of me. I wanted to know, since some of the courses are semester courses, is it possible for me to just move the courses that I got accepted in from semester 2 to semester 1, and then the courses that they still have time to get me registered for, I re-register in semester 2, and then that full year course will continue from July all the way until next year in June.
Okay, so yes, so semester courses, for those ones you'll have to contact student administration for assistance. In which province are you?
I'm in Gauteng.
In Gauteng. Okay, so what you need to do is also just go on the website to MyUnisa. So you just visit MyUnisa, and then on the inquiries page, Then you just look for Gauteng region on here. For instance, here the hub, and you can just send them an email but send to them and registrations so that they can just follow up if you can move that those modules. Because unfortunately, this is only student admin will be able to assist you with, on the student system to migrate those modules from the one semester to another semester. You can try, but I think it's closed already. If you go my admin, you go my admin, student admin, and you can admission. So you can, for instance, just request semester change over here. But usually this is only, how can I say, the semester changes usually if you want to move it over to the next semester, but you can always try this as well.
Okay.
So the function should be you examine, you should contact. No, this is not the right information displaying here. No semester modules. Oh, okay. I don't have semester modules registered. Okay. So you on yours it will display here, and then you can just follow the procedure to do the to move those modules. So have a look on the student or my admin, and then request semester change. If you can do it from here, else you unfortunately will have to contact student admin for support on that specific issue.
Okay. Also want to ask another question. With the 4-year courses, with the 4-year courses that I'm requesting to change because they haven't accepted me in, it's part of practicals. Like I can't graduate without the practicals being part of the component. Will it affect my employment? Because I want to be employed by the National Research Foundation and I have to apply this year in June, and they only accept you and you start working next year in April. Since I'll only have May and June to wait, will it affect my employment with them since the courses would have to be moved to next block?
No, unfortunately, I can't answer that. But what I would advise is usually if you apply for the work and you've got proof that you already even applied or registered for those courses, then it still goes through. And then later you just have to then give the final, your final results. So it's the same almost when you apply to go to university. You start in matric, you give your grade 11 results, and then later you will have to give your grade 12 results for the final submission. So it should work the same, where you can still apply and you just indicate you've already registered, give proof of registration for those modules that you will complete them.
Okay, thank you.
But what you can also do is remember UNISA's got career development practitioners as well. So reach out to them as well, because they can always facilitate you with just give you career advice and assist you with that procedure. So if you just go UNISA Counseling Career Development, and then you can speak to one of them, and they can also assist you with the applications, give you the requirements, and also perhaps just assist you with getting that letter for the application that you want to do, for appointment.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to see Florina. You have a question?
Hello.
Hi. Yes.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. I'm actually a first-year student under Agriculture and Environmental Sciences College. Yesterday, I received my study material, and then I noticed that it's actually one study guide and the rest was tutorial letters. So I would like to know, when will I receive the rest of the study guides?
Remember, it's not all the modules that have study guides, so you have to look through the tutorial letters whether there is additional study guides that you're going to receive for that module. It might just be that you need to purchase textbooks for the module. So first have a look through the tutorial letter. It will tell you whether it's going to be a study guide or whether it's going to be a textbook that you need to receive, or it might be that you have to access all the material online on MyModules.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, pleasure. Okay, so we really need to end this session. Remember, next week, Friday, we're going to have another session. So I'm just going to have the last one. The hand is raised, Rolly Fuma. Sorry, help me with those pronunciation, please. Kwetu, you can go ahead. Sorry, you're muted again. Please just unmute. Rolly Fuma? Or Fua?
Can I be the last one, please, because she is not unmuting?
As a quick question, how many times or chances do you have to submit your uploading assignments or quizzes?
Okay, so when you go to your assignment, some lecturers might give you more than one opportunity. So it will say, for instance, 3 attempts. So they call it attempts. So you can do it either 1 or 2 or 3 attempts, but not all of them. So really have a look at that assignment on the My Modules page, and then it will indicate for you 3 attempts or 2 attempts, or maybe it will just be 1 attempt. Usually they will give you a little bit more attempts, and if it's, for instance, the upload file, you might be able to, resubmit the uploaded file as well before the due date. So, but on the assignment, when you go to the landing page on the course site, it will tell you how many attempts you can have.
Oh, and the quizzes?
Sorry, and?
The quizzes.
Okay, the quizzes is exactly the same. So it will also tell you quizzes, how many attempts you've got. Some of them might just be 1. Others might give you up to 3 chances to submit. Hope I answered your question. Who was the other person that asked to be last? Is it? No.
Me. Can I ask?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Last question.
All right. Is diploma in grade R teaching again?
Okay.
When I chose my modules under my registration, they said you must choose the one that is not your home language or the one that is your home. I didn't understand that part under my curriculum, so I decided to choose my home language. I don't know if I did something wrong or what.
Okay, so they will have to find out from the lecturer for that module. Usually, I think it is one that is not your own language, to learn an additional language. But rather just send the lecturer email, and maybe they can still transfer it into a different language one.
Okay, I must choose the one that is not my home language.
No, I'm not too sure, so maybe just find out from the lecturer for that specific one. Let them guide you through the process.
All right.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Please, in the chat, I added a little form. It's a post assessment of the course. Please fill it in. So we just let us know if we answered all your questions, gave you some insights to different aspects of the My Modules. Remember, on Tuesday, 10 o'clock, we're having another webinar. So it's a more formal webinar where we just show you the PowerPoints, take you through step by step through everything. And then next week, Friday, we've got another blast session. We want your feedback and questions, and we'll guide you through everything that we can on this platform regarding My Modules, My Life. So thank you very much, and enjoy the afternoon and the weekend ahead. And I hope it goes well with the studying. Bye.